You know what's crazy? It started out real simple. One of those I'll just run out real quick kind of nights. The kind where you don't even grab your fears because you don't expect to need them kind of nights. Just me, a dimmed headlight flickering like a tired eye, trying to stay awake, and suddenly blue, red, sirens slicing the silence like they knew my name. And I swear, yo, my heart didn't drop. It remembered. Because for me, being pulled over ain't just a traffic stop. It's a portal. And I'm Dorothy, not in Kansas, but somewhere between routine stop and this could be the last thing I ever experience. See, the road turned yellow brick real quick, but it didn't glitter. It glared. And every step felt like, he's on down the road. But my spirit whispered, don't you carry nothing that might be alone, especially my blackness. I pulled into a Chick-fil-A parking lot. Funny how safety sometimes looks like waffle fries and fluorescent lights. Inside, kids, teenagers, a few adults, all familiar faces, but tonight they weren't just witnesses, they were archivists. Phones raised like torches, like they were ready to document whether I'd make it out of this scene or become it. Because we've seen this movie before. And in this version of The Wiz, there ain't no guarantee the scarecrow keeps his stuffing, the Tin Man keeps his chest intact, or the lion ever finds courage before it's too late. Because sometimes courage gets mistaken for resistance, and resistance gets messed with force, and force gets justified, and justification gets buried with the body and resurrected as a statistic. Do you know what it feels like to be aware of your own probability? To know that black people are killed by police more than 3 times the rate of white Americans? So when those lights flash, it ain't illumination, it's calculation. I'm doing the math in my head while breathing, counting seconds like miss one, miss two, miss three, miss. Don't move too fast, miss. Keep your hands visible, miss. Don't let your fears look like defiance, miss. Don't become a number. Miss Numbers ain't just a character, she's a system. And tonight, I refuse to be tallied. 2 officers approached, 2 black men, and my mind didn't know what to do with that. Because trauma don't check for nuance, it just remembers patterns. And my body was already in survival mode, already bracing for a script they didn't come to perform, but for the first time, they were kind. Do you understand how confusing kindness feels when you've only rehearsed fear? They spoke gently, explained the headlight, didn't escalate my trembling. And still, my hands shook like they were like I was holding lightning. Because history doesn't clock out just because humanity clocks in. And all I could think was, please let them be good people, not heroes, not saviors, just not my ending. Behind me, a crowd of phones recording, not for clout, but for insurance. Because in Oz, even the Munchkins learn quickly you celebrate survival because it's never guaranteed. And when they let me go with just a warning, I didn't feel relief. I just felt delayed. Like fate had hit snooze instead of stop. One of the employees ran out, eyes wide, heart louder than his footsteps. Are you okay? And I wanted to say yes, but my nervous system said, we are still in the storm. Because safety doesn't arrive the moment danger leaves. Sometimes it takes 20 minutes in a parked car, hands still gripping the steering wheel like it's the only thing tethering you to the earth before your soul even considers coming back into your body. And when I finally made it home didn't feel like Kansas either. So I walked, 2 a.m., street lights humming lullabies my spirit couldn't hear, and somewhere between step one and step breaking, I cried. Not soft, not cinematic, but guttural. Because I wasn't crying about what happened, I was crying about what could have, and how close I felt to being another hashtag, another mural, another chant, another name that people learn only after I'm gone, another number in Miss Number's endless roll call. And I realized this whole time I wasn't trying to ease on down the road. I was just trying to get back home. But for people like me, home ain't just a place. It's a possibility. It's a privilege. It's a prayer whispered every time those lights flash behind us. So, no, this wasn't just a traffic stop. This was a journey through Oz, and where the greatest magic wasn't in the whiz, but in the fact that I survived to tell you I made it back, not unchanged, but alive.